Okay, I don't have to use the Midna I made in Infinity Nikki to wave at you. Hello Twilight, Metal Legs Waffles here. Hope you can hear me okay. Hope you see me okay. You hear the game okay and you see it okay. And more the first casual run for Bloodborne with Satori. Now, I did put in the description of the first video that I effed up and I moved ahead to the Cathedral Ward because I was tired and wasn't thinking. So, I caught up to having everything unlocked and having killed everything, picked up all the items, blah 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 blah. And as you can see, I unfortunately ran out of patience on leveling everything to 15 because, guys, come on. Grinding that many echoes in Central Yharnam is infuriating if you don't have online and can't help people kill bosses. If I had more patience, then I probably could get everything to 15, but it's just not gonna happen. I think it's more important, though, that I got those first 4 to 15, though. I may not really be focusing on strength, but I am going to be using it a little. Oh yeah, and I got my allowance and I bought 2 games on the Switch. One of which I have sort of regretted because apparently Disney Dreamlight doesn't run that well on the Switch. And I didn't know that until after I bought it. It does look kind of better on there, but I think I should test to see just how much my PC can and can't handle of the graphics. Both while playing on, stream and while not streaming. Just so I can really figure out where I stand with that. Oh no, why'd you switch weapons? Unfortunately, it's highly unlikely I'll be able to get a refund since it's a digital copy. Apparently Nintendo's a little bit finicky about that. Not to mention I did run it for quite a while, so it's very much unlikely I'll get the refund. It was only $20, so I'm not bothered. I might still occasionally play it on the Switch, because it's linked from my Steam to my Switch, so I can just be laying in my bed, chilling, and I can just gather some materials I need. I can't really mess up my computer from my bed. Well, maybe I could if I rearranged things in my room, but that would be quite the bit of rearranging. I mean, once upon a time my computer was next to my bed, but I don't remember how I set things up like that. Heck, I probably didn't have many game consoles either, because now I have an entertainment center. And I don't really want to put that right next to my bed. Oh, still can't kill him with just one measure of combo. It's because the axe isn't upgraded. And that was really irritating. While I am trying to grind bloodstone shards to get the threaded cane leveled to 3, I am having terrible RNG luck. I just can't get the dang things to drop, and then as soon as I don't really care as much anymore and just want to level, I pick up like 5 bloodstone shards. It's like, what is this crap? I didn't bother getting as many as I needed to upgrade the axe, because like I said, the axe isn't going to be that important to me. What we'll get after Old Yharnam, that's going to be important to me. I will level that up. Shoot. And this is where things can go bad. My skill is 15, and this is a leveled weapon. F off. I don't need 2 weapons at once. I just want to get Gascoigne. F off, mate. No, 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 no. Oh, are you serious? If I time that just slightly badly when he does one of his combos, well, you saw what happens. Is Papa back? Hang on. He has things for me. I need to go check. Oh, I'm gonna have to edit that out. I didn't think I'd be away so long. Well, I got the water flavoring. Now I can take my herbal medicine. It's a tincture, if I'm saying that correctly. It helps with my anxiety. It tastes horrid though, so I put it in my water bottle, put the water flavoring in it, then I put the water in. It's strong enough that it overpowers the flavor of the tincture. But you know you've not had your water yet in a day when a water tastes good. Or it's been a long time since you had water. In those cases, wow, that's not good. Come here, fan. I'm a little bit warm. I gotta figure out what I'm doing with this other one down here. I got a box frame thing from my bed again, finally. So it's no longer sitting on the floor. Which means the floor fan I was using doesn't really work. It kind of still does, but it doesn't hit me as well. So now the one I had oscillating that I can move up and down is now back at my bed. Honestly, it's not that much taller than this other fan here, but it's just enough. Hi. I never have done that Bloodborne fanfic properly, but considering the fact you can summon him right here, I always had that horrible idea where your hunter just comes across him and he helps you out for a while. Even helps you take down the cleric beast here. But then, since he's the other boss of Central Yharnam, it's just like, how horrible is that? Someone who helped you out, who probably taught you a few things, and then because he loses his mind and turns into a beast, you have to effing kill him. That's horrible. And somehow I thought of that. Oh my gosh. I told you my headspace probably wasn't good then either. Well, no. I don't have to be in a bad headspace to think of grim, terrible things. If I recall correctly, you're weak to serrated, which is exactly what the Freddy King is. Ow! That kind of flipped me. I should be aiming for his arm here, the beefy arm. Now, some people don't like the aiming system, or the lock-on, I should say. Oh, I couldn't get the visceral. I wasn't in the right spot. I threw it over his head. Are you serious? He wasn't even moving, I missed. And I wasn't moving either. What the heck? But anyway, I've heard some people say they don't like the lock-on. I can understand. It can actually be more of a hindrance than a help sometimes. But for me, it just depends on what I'm fighting. I'm trying to hit him at the head with my Freddy King. It's kind of working, but it's also sort of not working. Uh-oh. Can I get him? Got him. Why can I not do this jump attack thing when I want to? Come on! Ow. I can't see. He's in my camera. Yeah, I am. I'm gonna hit you while you're stuck. No. F you too. It's almost dead. Alright, I think Gascoigne finished him off. I love how the AI just keeps on swinging sometimes. Like, the more erratic AIs tend to do that. Gascoigne's definitely that type. I actually needed those bullets. I've had way more vials than bullets. Oh, my arm. By the way, I have not abandoned Breath of the Wild. This is just me doing something a little extra since I'm in the mood to play it. Oh yeah, see? Look. Picked up 5 of the dang things. Okay, I don't know how this is going to go, so I'll just grab a couple more Molotovs. Let's go talk to Gilbert. What did I close my bottle back up for? Come here. If anyone's wondering what the food and drink are on my table here, that's a melon soda. This is a matcha cake. I picked them because they're both green and I felt like going with the color. I've never actually had matcha before, so I have no idea what it tastes like.
Yes, I smell the good man.
Again, I have no idea what an aqueduct is. I'm guessing it's a sewer. You know, just how did things go so wrong so fast that even the Healing Church basically fell? Or at least as far as we can see that it fell. For all we know, most of the members are just in hiding. Well, this is when the blood rises, and that doesn't seem to be a common thing that happens in Yharnam. There's lots of hunts, but this one is special. At least as far as I've been able to gather from the lore. Although hunts are so commonplace in Yharnam, I agree with one guy who brought it up. It's like, if there have been so many hunts, how has Yharnam just not been utterly decimated? I mean, we've seen these beasts. We're fighting them. It's really bad. How could people just not get destroyed because of this? It's amazing that Yharnam is still going. Probably very, self-sufficient, though, because of how xenophobic they are. If that's the right term. I think it is. Xenophobic is when you're afraid of unfamiliar people or outsiders. I swear that's the right word. I'm just not sure if it is. And I could even be saying it effing wrong. Now, mind you, I could just run straight to the boss room. I'm just not risking it. You never know when something's going to manage to chase you down all the way to an effing boss room. And if you're wanting to, you know, summon help if you have online and insight, then it's really not good if you just run straight there and you've got monsters on your tail. Or beasts, I should say. Good. Well, I was gonna say, these are all actually people, they've just been changed. They're not actually monsters, but sometimes the real monster is a human. Alright, I'm just gonna skip the cutscene, because this is a casual run and we don't care about cutscenes. Now, when I effed up and did this that other day, I handled this fight horribly bad. I was like, well, I'm more rusty than I thought. Get your text off my screen. Can you stop spamming gun? He's a lot easier to handle when he's got the axe and the short form. As soon as he changes it, I do the same thing. It's just easier to deal with him like this. Shoot. Says as I immediately get slapped to the ground. Okay. I need to not do anything that requires a big wind-up. Not gonna end well. Yes, of course I stun him first. Have I mentioned, by the way, that I hate his boss arena? There's so much crap you can get stuck on in here. I'm sure you can break the headstones, but they don't tend to break easy. Which, realistically, what the heck are they made of? Okay, there's a good way to handle this, and then there's the BS way, which is Midna's way when this doesn't work. And this worked. Shout out to Epic Name Bro. He was the first one I watched play Bloodborne. And that was a trick I learned from him. You use the music box one final time on Gascoigne right there. You need to try to make sure it's open around him so that when he staggers and holds his head, that he doesn't back up against anything. I got lucky there and he wasn't completely against that headstone. Oh, you did that again. And now you're dead. You shouldn't have done that. That makes it really easy for me to kill you. Okay, that actually went better this time. But yeah, that's probably the easiest way to handle his boss fight when he goes into his second phase. You music box. You music box him. And you backstab him while he's locked in that mode. Get your visceral. And then you either hope you're good at the game or Souls type games and you fight fairly, or you do Midna's BS strategy where you run up the stairs onto that building and keep going in circles, taking pot shots at him. Unfortunately for him, his AI got kind of stupid right there and he just clung to the stair wall, which he did last time I did this, and it made it really easy for me to kill him. I just hit him through the wall of the stair. Of course, he was hitting me, too. But because I actually managed to get off the backstab, one Molotov did the trick on killing him. Which is why I didn't grab too many, because despite the fact I like using them on him, he's too fast when he moves, so I tend to miss. I'll watch this one. I kind of like the opening to the Cathedral Ward. That was too bright right there. Good word. It was like that on both the capture card and my TV. I wonder if the chapel dweller is blind or just preoccupied with his thoughts, because he did not see us come in. We walked right past him. Well, he turns toward me, but it could just be because he smells me.
Hmm?
We have that hunter scent. Okay, and I have to do this. So he changes his text so I can bring people here. I know I'm not editing out the loading screens, and that's because this is just a very casual run. I'm not bothering with it. Plus, I've been talking through far too many of these loading screens to the point where I'm just not going to edit them out while I'm saying something.
Ah, this is if I know if I...
Okay, and we're just gonna backtrack. Now, unfortunately, if you haven't gotten all of Yusefka's dialogue, which I didn't this time around, you're not gonna get it now that you've killed Gascoigne. But quite frankly, if you want a more comprehensive guide, sort of, or at least pretty fair tips and tricks, then you might want to watch my 100% walkthrough. Because this really is just casual. I'll mention things here and there, but I'm not going to go in depth. It's like, if you're following along with me, and you haven't got all of Yusefka's dialogue, then you're just not going to get it now. Because she's gone. She's dead. Well, dead is the wrong term. She's still alive, but she's no longer her. And my brain goes right to epic musical when I say that phrase. Oh, man. I hate that stupid hole! F off, mate. And that is why I hate the pole. It's such a long reach. You know, I'd love to find on Etsy someone who has made these little statues. I would totally buy them. Probably not right now. I've only got $30 left after buying those 2 games. And I'm still debating whether or not I'm going to buy some beads. I was thinking about it, but a lot of the ones I wanted to get are actually kind of expensive. Shining coins, what to do? I just had some special jewelry sets I've always wanted to make. Like, some series. Like, one I've always wanted to do is a mermaid series. I always figured they'd be more expensive because they're more special. And considering the bead cost I'm seeing, yeah, they're gonna be more expensive. Even when I do all the math for it to make it fair, it's still gonna be higher than most of the other stuff. I was also thinking of doing fairy sets. And I'm not talking Tinkerbell-esque little fairies. The cute, friendly people. No. Right, how did I do this before? I'm gonna get sniped if I go that way. I'll go over here first. But yeah, I'm not talking Tinkerbell type fairy. If you really look into the fair folk, fairies, elves, and that such, they're actually mischievous, tricksters, or downright evil. Not all of them are like that, of course, but you would have to be really lucky to come across someone that's actually nice. You are not clobbering Satori with an effing statue. F you. But yeah, I've had some special things in mind, and I've just never been able to do it because I couldn't find shell beads for the mermaid series. But now that I'm part of Amazon Prime, I can buy beads on Amazon without it costing me an arm and an effing leg.
Hello, oh, okay, but maybe Mum, waiting to watch you finish. Yes, okay. Don't you? I love you almost.
Alright, and unfortunately, she's never going to make it there. Alright, this isn't going to work. I'm just gonna get effing snipped. I don't know how I did that before. I must have got lucky. Yeah, but other than my mermaid series, the fairy series, that's going to be some special beads, but different colors. Like for a specific type of fairy. let's say a forest type fairy, maybe a water type, fire, maybe darkness. I'll probably have to do some more research on fairies before I really go crazy with that. And luckily for me, I've got a couple books. Which is how I learned that fairies aren't actually always pleasant.
The moon is if where most that would be one of
I only have this one for now, so I'll just use it. It'll help my attack a little bit, so there's no reason not to. Put that away. I haven't picked up anything else. I'm not going to keep the shining coins. Like, I'm probably never going to need them. Cawson has some, but that's because I get really confused in the Chalice dungeons. Leaving a shining coin here and there helps me remember where I've been. I know the messengers light lamps for you, but that's not quite enough for my poor, tiny brain. And yes, I know I'm streaming again. Despite the fact I didn't think I would be able to for a while. Like, my headspace is slowly getting better, so I figured while I'm feeling okay, I should probably stream something. And I was ready to do this, so I figured why not? And other than just being nice and talking to someone who's a fellow outsider, you want to talk to him for that. Do you think I could survive that? Let's not try jumping off the ledge. You weren't even close to me yet. What is wrong with you? Were you even thinking when you swung? Okay. Bearing, he probably wasn't thinking because his thought process is probably not great since he's on the verge of turning into a full-on beast. These people are still mostly human, but they're on the verge of changing. It probably won't take much longer before they're just gone. Alright, so now we have fake Yosefka. Even the voice is different, and she's holding a weapon, whereas Yosefka wasn't.
Oh, well, hello. Splendid.
Not to mention we had
You'll
already
stand
met.
out This I'll well.
And she makes it sound like we hadn't.
You please.
Now you can send all the survivors you find to her. I'm not keen on that though, considering what she does to them. I did it to a few characters with Cawson's run, but that's just because there were things they were going to give me that I needed for the 100%. Otherwise, I never would have done it. And I'm not going to condemn someone to some horrifying human experimentation. And I don't even know what fake Yosefka's intending with her experimentation. She seems to just change people into those celestial emissary things and then just leave them. If she's hoping for a different result, well clearly it isn't doing anything different.
This town's finished.
Yes, this town is finished. Although I'd more call it a city than a town. This place is huge. Now, considering the blood vials you'll rack up in Central Yharnam, I would actually recommend if you're struggling with echoes to just sell a full stack of 20 every so often. You'll get like 800 echoes out of that. Considering all the things that drop blood vials for you, it shouldn't be a difficulty to just get more. Trust me, I've been doing it a few times. Okay, now... what happens if you send someone to Yosefka? Well, obviously they turn into a celestial emissary. But you're liable to get some items from some of the characters, so I would recommend sending some of them to Odin Chapel, like the old woman here. I'm gonna need more of these. And you know, I've actually thought about it before, that if I could handle pain better and I didn't hate needles so much, I would probably get a Hunter's Mark tattoo somewhere. But there's no way I could handle that. Like, for some reason, whenever I've gotten a shot, it just hurts to high effing heaven, guys. There's no way Minda could get an effing tattoo. It's more likely I would just go on Etsy and look for a Hunter's Mark and some form of jewelry. Maybe a bracelet. Okay. Have I taken care of everything here? Do you have anything new to say?
Welcome home. What is it you... Over time, it all... Farewell.
So the graves stand in the hunter's memory. Not these ones, I imagine, unless they were very specific hunters. Well, maybe it is those ones. Because if you do honoring wishes, your hunter gets a headstone somewhere over here, I think. It doesn't become a teleport point, but that's there. And you'll even see the doll sit by it occasionally. I have done New Game Plus one time, and that was back when I didn't even know how to play the game properly, so you can imagine how that went. I deleted that hunter so effing fast. It took a while for me to figure out what to do. It didn't help that I didn't know how to look up guides properly yet either, whereas I do now. Like, if there's just one thing I want to look for, I try to type it in the YouTube search and I hope something comes up. In most cases, it does.
Oh, thank you. Well, I'd rather... If you find...
Okay, you won't get much out of the lonely old woman here. Conversation. It won't be until it starts to get a little darker that she'll talk to you properly, but it isn't by much. You'll need to wait a little longer. She'll start, like, kind of laughing, sort of, or breathing differently. Like, irregularly, I would think. It's either irregular breathing, or she's kind of laughing, sort of. Around then is when she'll start giving you sedatives. And you're going to want those. At best, talk to her only twice for that. Otherwise, you're going to get her killed. I'm careful and I only talk to her once for it, and then I'm just very careful on how I use the things. And you are going to need sedatives because they get rid of the status effect of frenzy. Status effect. Frenzy basically withers down your HP constantly. Or it just decimates your entire HP bar in seconds. It depends on what frenzy you're up against. There are some resistances against it, but if you want to get rid of it immediately, you're gonna want a sedative. Now, why did Minda just do that? Red messenger ribbon. The little girl tried to come to Odin Chapel, and she got killed by the man-eater boar. Now I have to tell you, if it were me, I would not want that kid to go off on her own. It's way too dangerous. I would offer to take her there. And I would not take no for an answer because of how dangerous it is. The chances of the kid dying would be incredibly high. So if I ever do get around to even doing short story fanfic, you can dang well bet the kid isn't gonna die. Let's get rid of that. We're not gonna need it in Old Yharnam. Those become unlocked after you kill the cleric beast. They're not that expensive, but when you're first starting out, they're a little on the pricey side. Oh, I never did do that video for games I'm willing to do playthroughs of. You know, I'm not even sure I'll go through with that, because I have such a small following base that I'm probably not going to get many people saying what they want to see. These guys hit kind of hard. They're not terribly fast, but because they hit hard, I tend to be heavy-handed with them in turn. And when you have high insight, their lanterns are covered in eyes, and they can do arcane attacks on you. It's not particularly bad, and you can avoid it pretty okay. Hi. I knew you were there. I haven't forgotten you. Bloodstone shards. Nope. Oh, I'm doing crap all damage with this axe. I think I should consider leveling it up, because bloodstone shards are going to be easy to get once I hit Old Yharnam. And that's where we're going. I just want to pick up a few things before we head that way. Ah, I was afraid of that. I have a really hard time figuring out where exactly he's going to hit with that move. You're not dead? Okay, I think I need to upgrade this axe. This is not going to work. And considering I'm going to need it a few times, yeah, it's time to upgrade. Well, what about the... no, I prefer having some measure of distance. I was thinking of getting the Kirk hammer because it's kind of cool, but nah. Kirk hammer's a little bit more close range. It might hit harder, but you know what? So it's like your base physical attack. It's like, okay. Wow, that's significantly higher than the axe, isn't it? I kind of like my spin to win. It keeps things off of me. You know what? I'll nab it just to see what I'm dealing with. Because I'll be honest, I have barely used it. I don't have enough. Okay, that was pointless. And I need at least 5,000 echoes for a single level. You guys don't mind if I grind for a minute, do you? I'm sure you don't. You know what? I'm finding that people really don't care about my Monster Hunter World videos with Maria. There's like hardly any views on those things. I got quite the surprise though when I was checking the Bloodborne video though. 36 views in one day. Souls-esque games are very popular. Even though this one's actually kind of aged. It was like, what, 2015? It's not that old, but I guess by game standards it would be considered such. I don't care. It's my second favorite game of all effing time, son. If you don't know what my first favorite game is, then you're clearly new here. Well, no, I don't talk about it that often. I only call it my first favorite game because it was the first one I ever played. It's Spyro Ripto's Rage. And yes, I do have the Reignited trilogy. And I'm kinda iffy toward it, I'll be honest. And don't get me wrong, I think the improved visuals are fine. They're really pretty, in fact. But some of the controls I am not, a fan of. And I've talked to other people, and they've also said the controls are fun. You take way too much effort to kill. It's like, when you're running in Spyro, the Reignited trilogy, I mean, not the old one, it feels like it's hard to turn. Like, really hard to turn. It's like there's a tugging. Which makes controlling that really difficult. And I am not a fan. Ow. I'm not a fan of that either. But the one thing that I really don't like is that for some reason, when you're flying or gliding and you're too close to a wall, Spyro will just smash his head against it. Why that was a good design choice is beyond me. Because if you're in a speedway and there's water beneath you or lava and you can't catch it in time, you just instantly lose. That's not cool, dude. Why would you even have him smash his head against the effing wall? What good purpose is there to that? More bloodstone shards. At best, I could just sell a couple of those to get the echoes I need. Bye. Oh no. Hi. Was that your friend? I'm sorry. Come on, do it. Good man. Okay, you know what? This is a bad idea. That's a really bad idea. I am not doing a lot of damage with the axe. Hi, bye. This is where the cleric beast came from. It's like there's some kids outside. I miss being a kid. Life was simpler. I didn't have problems. Well, I did, but I didn't really notice them as much. And you know what? I'm gonna... just to avoid that guy. They're called chapel giants, yeah? Pretty sure. I don't think I have enough for a level. I need like 5,000 and a couple hundred. Heck, it might be 6,000 now. Which if it is, that's gonna be a problem. Okay, no. Give me that many. I'll just sell them. Those things have very high chances of dropping these. So they're kind of good to farm.
Welcome. What is it? Very well. Let me.
I didn't plan on doing this, but... Okay, now I definitely
Very
need
well.
6,000 for a single level. What just happened?
Farewell, good hunter.
That was weird. Yeah, can I like equip that for half a second? And put it away? Just for now. Yeah, even just base, it looks better. The problem's going to be that I'm not used to the Kirk hammer like I am the axe. Hang on, wait. Isn't this made of silver? Or at least the sword. Yeah, silver sword. If silver's for monsters, then all of you are worth your weight. Tell me someone understands the reference. And I don't just mean toward The Witcher, because that's obvious. Okay. Let's get rid of the old hunter stuff I don't want. Alright, so Kirk hammer. Its base is stronger. Oh. Then the stinking axe. Let's call some BS right there. Watch me not get one now. I just need one more, come on. Lead elixir is definitely interesting. I don't make use of it though, so I tend to just sell it. I'd say it's impressive that someone can wield this just a hunk of rock. But you can't call someone impressive unless they're swinging around with that giant iron sword that Gotts has in effing Berserk. Okay. Well, that's hard to argue with, isn't it? Let's try this with you now. Well, that's significantly better. I'd be an idiot if I complained about that. Whoa, okay. Wait, was that 4 different combos? Son of a gun, hello. Seriously, did I get 4 out of that? Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can only do 3 with the axe. Although maybe increasing my strength made it so I could handle it better? I don't know. Usually stamina is what requires there, but whatever. Okay, I'll upgrade this to the 3 and then we'll move on. Again, it's entirely possible to farm your blood echoes and your bloodstone shards. In Central Yharnam. Does Midna recommend it? No! Unless you've got a lot of patience, which unfortunately Midna lacks in that regard. Hi. So 3 combos do these guys in. Well, 3 combos. I should say 1 of my combos does it in. I'm doing this with L2, by the way. Did I not equip that? I did not. That explains it. You know, I bet someone has done a run where they just punch crap to death. That had to be annoying. Nope, I knew to expect you. That reminds me. When I watched Epic Name Bro play this, that guy right there just wouldn't attack him for some reason and they kept missing each other. Then he just danced around the guy. Wasn't even trying to hit him or anything either. It was like he was confused. He just laughed and said, "This is kind of funny, actually." It was funny. Hey, Molotovs. Gonna need those, actually. Blood cocktails, too. I would just not bother, but I don't know, I kind of want to be on Jura's good side. Not that it matters unless I come from behind. Old Yharnam. Alright, we get significant higher number of blood echoes now, because we're in a slightly higher level area. How did you miss? I was right there and barely moving. You're a worse shot than I am. And that is just downright embarrassing. And a zealot. Yay. Not a fan.
You're a beast hunter, aren't you? I knew it. Oh, but protege. So, what say you? Why not co-op?
Sure.
Oh, take this.
But only because you give me something.
Beast hunting?
There's no such thing as the good blood, Alfred. You shouldn't mess with the blood, period. You just shouldn't. I remembered you were there. Like I've said, through most of the beginning areas, I have this stuff memorized. Heck, I think through most of Bloodborne I have areas memorized. It's not perfect, but it's pretty okay. Hi. Oh, crumbs! Satori, did you just effing tank that hit? Good word. He might have hit her, but she hit him back a whole lot harder. Note to self, don't diss the Kirk hammer. Hot dang. Kirk hammer just destroyed that thing. I don't really use it, so I didn't know that it was that good. I usually just grin and bear it with the Hunter Axe, and then wait until I get Ludwig's Blade. Gotta say, the Kirk hammer kinda destroys. Okay, let's go back just real quick here. We're probably not going to get too many echoes, at least till the very end of Old Yharnam. Because I'm going to be avoiding killing beasts. Just because Jur will be mad at me. Like, Midna? He's an AI. Shut up. I happen to like Jura, okay? He's cool. And I respect what he's doing. Okay. Didn't think so. I was gonna check. Actually, let me not equip that. Okay, antidote. Pungent cocktail, Molotov cocktail. Ouch. I need them though, and I sold mine earlier because of OCD. Alright, let's go. It'd be kind of cool if they could have programmed it where if you don't have any weapons equipped as you run through, Gerard just won't shoot you. You lot are coming out of the woodworks. Again, I don't add people that I don't know. I'm not that type of person. I add people who I've generally become friends with, and we both discussed it. But I do not add people who just ask me to. We cool on this? I hope so. Whoa, the kids are going nuts outside. Let me mute. Okay, they're past my window. No, 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 no! F you, Warnering Madness. I hate that guy. It is very windy, that's concerning. I know you're in the corner. Uh-huh, I knew you were there. Too bad I can't just, you know, force that door. It's a massive shortcut. Or, you know, if my hunter had lockpicking skills, that'd be nice too. Speaking of that, I want to look into that Thief game that's supposed to be coming out at some point. Seems interesting. Because I played that Thief reboot, and I like playing it. It's fun. The way they handled the AI in that is mostly really good. And I say mostly because when I played a chapter again recently, I had a very stupid moment occur. Like, I hadn't saved in a while, so I couldn't reload if something bad happened. And I was in a very bad spot, and there was a guard coming up to light a torch and take it away to patrol. And I was right there. And I was looking straight at him. And somehow the moron didn't see me. I was so confused.
You there?
I don't know how he didn't see me, but I took a screenshot of it just to laugh at him. It's like, dude, you are mother effing blind. There was no reason he shouldn't have been able to see me there. By the way, the smoking piles on the ground are not wood, those are corpses. I thought they were wood at first too, and then I eventually noticed that there were limbs. It's like, oh! Well then, that's disturbing, and I bet it smells horrible. I mean, that's what you do with plague victims, though. You burn the corpses so that it doesn't spread. Jared, do you have to talk right there? Because I don't get your text, like, at all. Oh my gosh, no! If that beast died, it's your fault. I didn't kill him. Crows, get out of my way. Jerry, you can clearly see I'm not hurting your beast friends. So I imagine a lot of these people probably were his friends. Go, 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 go. Run like you stole something, Satori. Go, 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 go. By the way, these things can climb. Yeah, see? There's his quotation marks friend. I don't know if he's a powder cake hunter like Jura or if he's just along for the ride. I have no idea. Don't ask me. Crap. Now, Jura can't see what I'm doing in here. So I'll kill these ones. Wait a minute. Am I forgetting something? I just got that weird feeling in my brain where I've forgotten something, and I know I did. Oh wait, the other path. That's what I'm thinking. I'll go there in a minute. No, other one. Okay, I need to re-equip my threaded cane. That's gonna be a lot more useful here. Okay, now usually I would try to run around up here and get all the items, but I can't be bothered, and this is a casual run, so I'm definitely not going to do it. Now, you see that right there? Right there. There's an item right there. I'm not going to get that. It's nothing you desperately need either, so you don't have to get it. It's just something that your messengers can wear. I think it's bandages. The plague bandages. And I gotta tell you, I'm really not interested in putting those on my messengers anyway. Alright, so we got... I think this is a church of some type, and there's a blood-starved beast strung up right there. Okay, so pungent blood cocktail. Molotov cocktail. Molotov cocktail. Another Molotov cocktail. Alright, that withered you all down pretty nicely. I really do not recommend you just run straight into there like an idiot. You totally can, but I wouldn't recommend the course of action, which is why you saw me do what I just did there. I withered them down a little bit. Well, I put them in a spot I could reach with a throwable. And then I withered them down a little bit, took off some health, killed a couple of them. And then I hopped down to finish the rest of them off. Have I in the past jumped down it like an idiot? Absolutely. Because I didn't think of a better way to go about it. I'm not a tactically minded person. I mean, there's some occasions where I can sort of be, but it's not Midna's strong suit. Not in the effing least. Do not grab me. F you. They can and will grab you, by the way. I even have a funny moment highlighted where one of them nabbed my hunter and threw up stinking poison on Cawson's face. No, I'm not kidding. That happened. It's a highlight on my YouTube channel. You can find it. Probably titled, "Ugh, no!" Yeah, it's hard to miss. Okay, there is something else around here that I didn't grab. I think it's on this side. Not here. Not there. No? Ah. There we go. Now, because of what happened in Old Yharnam, who knows how long ago, obviously the beasts here are afraid of fire. So if you have your torch out, the beast patients, they'll kind of shy away from you more often than not. The cloaked ones kind of won't because they're cloaked. At least a little bit. So far as I know, the cloaked beast patients are female. Not that I think many people care about that little tidbit of info. How did that person die right there? That is my question. I find it interesting they chained up these statues. What the hey did they do that for? Okay, let's open up this shortcut so we can get up and down here real easy. Like, Old Yharnam doesn't take much effort to get through if you're not killing all the beasts and just running past them. Because while you're trying to kill them, Jura's trying to kill you. And he's got an effing Gatling gun, dude. Gatling? Gatling. know you're there. Got him. Can I have that? Thanks. They kind of hide around the pillars and sort of around the smoke. Although I did see a funny ambush one time from Summit Blade's channel where someone hid inside the smoke and then just wrecked an invader with a spin to win from the Hunter Axe. At least I think it was an invader. Okay, I shouldn't need a flame sprayer any longer. At least I don't think so. Hunter's torch is better, though it doesn't really matter particularly. Alright. The end spot of Old Yharnam is your best bet for Bloodstone Shard grinding and Blood Echo grinding. Because there are tons of Scourge Beasts, and they will give you like 900 or so Blood Echoes. Kill 2 of them, you get 1,000. Obviously, you don't need me to tell you that. And if you're only interested in certain weapons, you can just rack up a couple of Bloodstone Shards and then just not worry about saving them up, and then just sell the dang things. Which will get you, of course, extra echoes. And they also have a habit of dropping those. Which, if you like going beast mode with the beast rune from the DLC, you're going to want to keep those beast blood pellets. I've only ever used the beast mode on Martel Logarius, and I'm helping people kill him in co-op mode. Because I move really fast like that, so it's easy to just destroy his HP bar. But that's the only time I've ever really messed with beast mode. It's not my favorite thing. It's cool, don't get me wrong, but it's not my thing. I also don't mess with the Milkweed rune particularly often, despite the fact that some of your best arcane, especially if you have the Cause Parasite. Obviously, Austin has both. I just don't mess with it. I find the moveset on how it attacks to be a little funny, and I have a hard time getting used to it. Although, when you know what you're doing, when you're using it, oh my gosh, can you just destroy somebody, especially if your arcane is ridiculously high. I watched someone who knew what they were doing on Summit Blade's channel, and wow, was he just destroying fools. One person he even killed was funny. It's like, where the F were you? I didn't see you. I was on top of the elevator. And they were impressed. And they said, dude, are you on YouTube? Let me sub to you. They subscribed. It's kind of cool when you invade someone and they're so impressed by how you killed them. They're like, oh, I gotta subscribe to this person. That's really cool, actually. They took it well, which was also cool. Me, I probably would have been impressed too after being angry for a minute or two, especially if I didn't unlock any shortcuts. Although, at that point in the Nightmare of Mensis, if you don't have shortcuts unlocked, something's wrong with you. Because you've had plenty of opportunity to do that. Because that's going up to Murgo's Loft, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's where that spot took place. Yeah, if you can go up to Murgo's Loft, you should definitely have shortcuts active. And if you don't, that's your own fault. Yeah, I hear you. I don't like getting this close to this thing. Did I miss? I think I missed. By the way, you can visceral these guys with your gun. I just don't usually do it. think I prefer the Hunter Axe when dealing with these things. I think though I just have to get used to the Kirk hammer. I think that would apply for most any kind of finicky-esque weapon. You just have to get used to it. No hugs. It's just like when someone plays Bowser in a Smash game. You do not want them to hug you. I know you're there. I have played this far too many times to not know that you were here, sucker. I've been watching way too much of the A-Team. Ha 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 ha. Picking up on BA's measure of speak. Murdoch's definitely my favorite, though. Okay, well, we made it. We cleared our way to the boss. Yeah. Blend in really well right there. Too bad I know that you're right there, though. Otherwise, it would work. You could totally ambush me. That's exactly what they're going for when they do that. Okay, shortcuts are open. We've made it to the boss. The texture on that rock was weird. However, obviously Midna's not going in there. I'm gonna try to have the patience to do this, whereas I didn't quite have the patience to echo grind in Central Yharnam. Now, I'm going to save up only probably about 100, maybe 50 bloodstone shards. I probably won't even need that many. But I'm going to save up that many of them. And then just start selling them to help with my echoes. Because Satori's not Cossin. Cossin Hall, my main hunter, who's the 100% one, she is a jack-of-all-trades build. All her stats are at 70, which is not at all necessary. Stuff even stops scaling at like 50 or 40, depending on which stat it is. I did it more for the defense rating, though, honestly. But because her stats are set up that way, Cossin can use any weapon I want her to, which prevents me from having to make multiple hunters. Which I really didn't want to do. I don't like being limited. So if I can make a character do anything I effing want, I can dang well effing bet I'm going to make sure that I can. That's why Cossin is designed the way that she is. She can do anything and everything, entirely because I want her to. And... mate, shove off. But yes, Cossin is able to use every weapon. And there's specific weapons I do have for her. I just haven't been able to level them up further because getting bloodstone chunks is kind of hard. It's easier in the Chalice dungeons where certain bosses at a level of Chalice will just drop them for you. Unfortunately for me though, I don't have access to that. I'd have to go further in the Chalices, and we all know Minna does not want to do that right now. And there's one more thing we gotta go do, so let's go do that. And then Minna gets to echo grind. I'll show you my echo grinding method, but there's a playlist on my YouTube channel where I go over that. I go over all the good Blood Echo spots, or if you do not have online. Like, even if you don't have online, the Chalice Dungeon stays there, so it doesn't even matter. And I know that because Costin still has access. At some point, I'm probably going to max out her insight. Her arcane. Just so that she does as much damage as possible with her arcane. Because I like a lot of the arcane tools. I like them a lot, in fact. Costin, no. Satori! You can tell I'm way too used to Costin. Man, I was pushing B when I hopped down right there and she didn't care. Epic Name Bro calls that Old Yharnam YOLO. Or is it speedrun? I think YOLO was more apt. Go get that. This will keep them from attacking me. No, don't look at me. I'm not interested. I am incredibly dull. That's what you want. Go get it. Good, go get it. That also works, by the way, on the Bloodstar Beast, and I did not know that for the longest time, hilariously enough. You two get that, so I can grab this. Get out of my way. Crap. Ugh. No. He will not come all the way up here after you, by the way. As soon as you hit the ladder, he usually backs the F off. Yeah, see? It's like, he wants to climb up after me, but he's not designed to do that. Okay, got what I was after. So we've officially grabbed everything we want in Old Yharnam. I shall now show you my grinding method. It's very simple. And I find using my Bold Hunter marks for this to be kind of a waste, since I have to buy more of them. But I think I'm going to pay close attention to how many I have to use to buy the Bold Hunter marks. Because it makes things go a lot faster if you can just use those. Because otherwise you're running all the way back to the lamp. In Central Yharnam it's not that bad, but here it's definitely infuriating. I did not mean to do that. Whatever, as long as he dies. They will occasionally drop more than one Bloodstone Shard, by the way. So keep that in mind when you're killing them. Again, I'm probably only going to save so many of these. And even when I do need more, it's not going to be a big deal. Because by then, I can probably just buy the dang things. I won't even have to come here to get them. You're gonna have access to so many Blood Echoes at some point where you'll just be like, I can afford to buy upgrade items, it doesn't matter. if you have access to a particularly cheaty chalice dungeon, which the developers totally could have gotten rid of if they wanted to, but they didn't. But if you have access to that, you'll never have a hard time with echoes. And I'm going to try not to do that. I can't guarantee how long it'll last, because once I had access to that chalice dungeon, I found it really hard to go back to the old-fashioned echo grinding. So yeah, this is just my echo grinding method. I go through here and I kill the Scourge beasts, I loot their corpses, and I kill this guy too just because. So yeah, that's about it. And if you have bold hunter marks, it makes this whole thing easier. Because it takes you back to the lamp and it resets the area so you can just do it all again. But if it's too much echoes to buy them, then you're going to be running all the way back to the lamp, going to the dream, and then going back to Old Yharnam. That's ultimately what makes me hate doing this. But let's just see here. Okay, so it's like 800. $16,000. That's a chunk. That's still an awful lot, but how many echoes exactly am I getting when I kill these things? Hold on. Minna's gonna get her trusty calculator and try to figure this out. My math will probably still be wrong. Although it wasn't yesterday when I bought my games. I have $31 in my account still. Okay, so I know Scourge Beast will drop me 900 something, but I'd like the exact number if it doesn't mind. I suppose I'll also have to count the little beast patients too. Because they're giving me echoes as well, even if it's a smaller number. Okay, so in that case, do that. And pay attention when this goes on screen. Because if it's actually worth it for me to get at least 10 Bold Hunter marks every time, I'm not going to go up to 30. When I have access to more echoes, then I'll think about it, but going all the way to 30 is just like a little too much. Well, you know what, we'll see in a second. Because that means more time I can get more echoes if I have 30 of the dang things. Okay, 141. Don't move, don't move, don't move. Okay, now you can move. Downboard. Okay, 987. Okay, 987. Yes, I'm literally going to add all this up. Shut it. If you think I'm ridiculous for doing that, you should see what I did when Papa and I played Tales of Symphonia together. I'd always been curious if everyone shared XP, or they each got their own bit of that XP. Like, everyone got, like, 130, I could say, or it just split between everyone in the party. I always wondered about that, but since I couldn't math, I never tried to figure it out. But Papa can math, and I did not mean to do that. Ag? Stop it! Targeting the wrong enemy. It's like Darksiders 2 all over again. Auto targets nearest enemy, my rear end. Okay, 141. 141. I don't need this. I don't need this. Get back here. Okay, so... Wait, there's 3 beast patients here and there's 1 in there. They seem to all have the same number. So let's do this a little differently. Do you have to be standing right in front of him when you're done swinging? I go off to the side or behind enemies for a reason, game. Okay, that's still not 187. No, I don't want to give you a hug. $254. Okay, 254. There's only 1 of him. So... Gosh, I don't understand how this works. Can I, like, do multiplication here? I don't understand how to do it that way, though. Minda can't do basic math, alright? Shut up. Okay, so there's only 1 of him, so we'll start there. This is not even necessary to calculate this. But I want to know. Okay, so 1. 2. 3. 4. And 5. So there's 5 of these big scourge beasts. And they were 987. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 5,189 echoes with those guys. And then we have the beast patient. There's 1 in the building and there's 3 over there. So 1... Oh, whoops. Plus 1, 4, 1 in the building and 3 over here, so 4. One, 2, 3. Okay, so that should be, if I'm mathing correctly, and I'm likely not. Let's make that very clear. I'm probably not doing my math right. And yes, I know there's tons of people who would do this far faster, but I don't math. I'm not good at it. I can't even do some very basic things half the time. Okay, so that should go up to 5,753 blood echoes. If I'm even doing this correctly. Of course, I could get my hunter killed and not pick up the echoes and then find out that way. Which I'm really not keen on doing that, I gotta admit. If that's the case, if I were to get 30 Bold Hunter marks, it's not really worth it. Because then a massive chunk of my echoes is going toward buying another 30. And that's really not worth it. Even if I were to do that another 30 times, it's just not worth it. At least I don't think so. Let me open up a sticky note here, because I'm not going to remember the number. I don't want the rifle spear, and I don't get rid of the flame sprayer. I could buy it back, but let's, you know, not do that. Yo, give me an extra sticky note. Come on. Goody. Go away. I only wanted one. Okay. Alright, that's the exact number. So if I times that by 30, will I get what I'm looking for? I'm guessing? Is that how many echoes I would need to cover it? Which would mean I do that exactly 30 times, and that would definitely cover the cost. You know what? I'll see if that works. I'm not going to do it on screen, though, because you guys don't need to watch me do that. It's not going to be fun to watch. Actually, can I? No, I can't. I won't be able to equip it. So I was thinking of going to Yarhagul and getting the Moon Rune, but I don't have the ability to even use them. Hey, me. You only have 10 Bold Hunter marks. No. Huh. Sorry, I'm just checking. If I were to do that, my little run through here like 10 times. Okay, it looks like the run through 10 times at least would cover that. Alright, times 30, because I already forgot what it was. Oh no. I already have 10, so I need 20 more. Okay, so if I were to go through it completely 30 more times before I bought more, that costs me 600,000, and I'll have... oh. Okay, you know what, guys? If Midna is doing her math correctly, you don't need to worry about it. Buy... oops, sorry. Buy... get 30 of the suckers, and then just run through here 30 times. You will have more than made up for what you spent, and you can buy 30 more. And have echoes left over. Don't even worry about it. Midna's dumb and never tried to check how many echoes she got. And of course, if you have your moon rune, and you have the ability to use runes, you will be getting 1,000 echoes from the Scourge Beast, so there's nothing to worry about. And we're not even counting how much echoes we get from selling bloodstone shards. So, don't worry about it. Heck, you could even buy 50 of the dang things and it would still be fine. I'm just not going that far. Now, I have more grinding to do. I want to preferably get all my stats to 20, and then from there, I'll only focus on certain stats. Although I'd feel better if they were all at 30. Yeah, I could do that instead, but I'll settle with putting them at 20, and then when we get to a slightly higher level area, I'll think about putting my stats all to 30. I don't think I'm going to have an echo grinding area again for a while, though. Oh dear. Alright. Well, I'm going to be doing this for a little bit. You guys don't need to watch me do it. It's not going to be entertaining. I don't have a lot of crap to talk about. Probably after I'm done here, I might go in Disney Dreamlight, because I still need to collect stone to make stone pathways so that it's less annoying to clean up around the valley. And that's gonna take a lot of effing stone. My gosh, I finally finished Dazzle Beach, and that took probably 900 and then some stone paths to cover. That was infuriating. Oh man, that was infuriating. Alright, so I'll be doing stuff for prep work on streams, I guess, that you guys don't need to watch me do. That being said, usual ending spiel. I thank you all very much for coming in and watching. For those of you who watch later on Twitch, if you want to support the channel, please follow and share it. If you want to support the YouTube channel, which is linked, and this will go on YouTube, please like, subscribe, and share the videos to get the word out. I have a Discord channel, which I highly recommend you join on for news updates. You can know when I'm uploading, streaming, and there's a variety of other things on there. I also have a Twitter, or X as we're calling it now for some effing reason. I let people know when I'm uploading a video and about to start streaming on there. I have a Throne account. It's a safe place you can send gifts to your streamers. I have a wish list, but I don't expect anything. My Steam wish list is also linked. Again, I don't expect anything, but if you want to help out for stuff I can stream in the future, feel free to help me out. If you want to support in any monetary means, then by all means, please donate. Any donation is welcome. But again, thank you for coming in and watching. Hope you had fun with it, you enjoyed it, and I'm slightly better, so I did have fun. And I'll see you Twilights whenever I'm ready for my next stream. Bye bye guys, and Midna wishes you well.